to talk about Six Nations, so I'll just fire through some of the other games. Exeter comfortably beat Irish. I mean, Irish's defence. Ed, my brother, was texting me the updates, and I was surprised the Irish kept it under 30, to be honest. Rona went off after 2 minutes, apparently, with then who got 2 minutes on the bench. Nick Phibbs was playing fullback at one point. Stokes got injured. Simmons went off with a concussion. O'Brien and Parton were both rested. So suddenly my prediction of Irish in the top 4, we're now 9th, looks very far-fetched. So I'll probably hold fire on my predictions that Irish are going to be top when we've now probably lost most of our key players. So we'll probably be in around. But anyway, I was literally just sat there going, just get back to Brentford. We're playing Bristol next weekend. Thank God Semi's not playing, is all I can say. We could beat Bristol without Nathan Hughes as well. That'd be quite tasty. And no Harry Randall. So, there's that one. Sam Simmons as well. We'll probably talk about England later, so he'll probably come up in that discussion. Scored 2 more tries. Got 11 tries this year. And Comfort scored again.
Tidy. Remember, this is a off weekend for the Six Nations, so there'll be some England players back for their clubs.
Are they allowed to if they're in the bubble?
I thought that. Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's a good point. Maybe not.
Because Ireland have released some players, but I don't think England are going to.
Especially the way the French have gone.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they'll get
which we'll get to.
Yeah, which we'll get to in probably the Six Nations bit. Quins, conquering Quins, they're looking very good at the moment. Marcus Smith in a scrum hat doesn't suit him. Don't wear a scrum hat, Marcus. You're beautiful as you are. Don't wear a scrum hat. But he scored another beautiful try. Oh, what happened? What the fuck was Paul Gostard doing there, to be honest? It's quite worrying, isn't it? It is really worrying how he's gone, everything's exploded. But someone who Quins are going to really miss when he goes to the Reds, Louis Liner. Oh, he's putting himself in the Australian window. Bloody hell. They're talking about, well, not quite. He's probably a few years away. But, I mean, he's scoring tries. I think it's like 2 in a row, 3 in a row now. So he looks good. Oosthuizen scored again. That was good for fantasy. So thank you very much, Andre. From about 5 yards. But yeah, Quins might sneak the top 4 this year. At the moment, anyway. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, Esterhuizen is the difference between them, like being a great team and being a kind of okay team with a good 10. And
Will Colo and Joe Marler are probably the best props together.
Yeah, but the impact that Esterhuizen has, every time they touch the ball, is incredible.
And he just allows Smith to be creative because he can do really well and everything else.
Yeah, he's the best centre in the Premiership at the moment.
Yes,
Randrandra is good, but still can have a game where it doesn't really do a lot.
Well,
Esterhuizen, literally every time he gets the ball, makes Harlequins attack better. Now, Randrandra does do that, but got another pass to get to him, doesn't always get to him, and also he's injured at the moment.
Well, Esterhuizen is going to be providing my perfect point of 12s, which I'm going to talk about 12s in the England game. I feel like what we've done in half this podcast is like setting up for the Six Nations chat, so we'll get into it eventually, so stick around. But Leicester, again, they've tried Van Porthwaite. He looked good, scored a nice try. Got another driving ball, Montoya again. Leicester getting there, I'd say, but Quins keep cracking on. Game on Sunday, Worcester Wasps. Wasn't the most entertaining thing in the world. Tom Willis, obviously, Jack got injured at the weekend. Flipping heck, Tom Willis is quite a good little player in the loose, isn't he? That was a lovely try. I mean, defensively, Nick David won't be liking that on a Monday. And then Kovacic sort of tried to get a hand on him and then stuffed it up. But full credit, that's all Willis in that, to be honest. Yes, defensively, it's not great. However, it's a number 8 on a winger. There's a winner there. And it was Tom Willis. Probably the highlight of the game. Fekatoa, again, getting back to his best to an extent, which is terrifying. And we're going to talk about Wasson a bit more in detail in a minute. Worcester. Oh, do you want to talk anything about Wasps, Harry? Go on.
Just that I'm really enjoying that Wasps signed a all-black outside centre that everyone expected to have the impact that Randrandra has, but actually the thing that Fekatoa does the best is defence, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yes. One thing also to add, who I thought actually was very good, keeping an All Black out of his jersey was, well, probably second person keeping him out of jersey was Atkinson at 10. Solid performance. Sopawang is now on his way out, supposedly. So yeah, I thought Atkinson was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Well, they're sort of him flipping it. They need to give Umunga a break. I think Umunga was taking a bit of flack. There's no, again, it's 20. Like, there's no harm in flip. And we'll talk, because again, Sopawanga is in the transfer bit we'll talk about in a moment. But like, those two together are great. Like, flip them in, start one, bench one, flip. You got your next 10 years of Wasps fly half sat there. Like, yeah, Atkinson's a very good player. And you've got Jimmy Gofbeth, like probably one of the best players ever to play in the Premiership, inside of you. So, or just outside of you, I should say. Wasps will get back to their best when they get a Dogru, Robson, Launchbury, etc. fit. But yeah, a good win for them. Worcester, I worry a little bit for them. They lacked a massive creative edge at the end where they just couldn't do anything. Corno de Pria knocked the ball on. He was their big ball carrier. Obviously, he's linked back to go with the Bulls, which is a shame. Duane van der Merwe will make a difference when he comes in. Duncan Weir's out for the rest of the season before he goes out to Glasgow, so it gives an opportunity for Billy Searle and Shilcott to show they do, but Worcester could probably do with a creative. I don't know who, but because there's not that many amazing fly halves out there that would want to go to Worcester, but I'm just trying to think. But there, as I say, my main point was Worcester have got the forwards to compete. Ted Hill, Kovacic, Dupria is a beautiful second back row combination. They don't have enough in the backs. Nick David scored a beautiful try. They should chip and chase. That was lovely, but that was probably the most positive from Worcester. They'll be bottom 3 this year. But a good opportunity for them to rebuild with no relegation. A big opportunity for them to rebuild. Transfers?
Worcester have never really been quite as good since Jono Ross left. No,
Jono Lance.
Have they?
Well, that was
a really good season with him at 10.
Yeah.
Him and Hugard was a great 9-10 for the Premiership, playing every game.
And Weir as well. Weir has been brilliant for them.
Yeah, and then sort of the progression after that with Weir. Difficult.
They need to sign Lauren. I mean, he's probably got, I don't know his contract, but they need to make sure they've got him signed for a long-term deal because he will attract a massive appeal for teams higher up the league. So that for me would be a big thing. They need to make sure they nail him down.
Although I feel like he's in quite a good spot, depending on how much he actually wants to win stuff at club level. For now, stay at Worcester, play on a 3G every week, like the optimum place to show how good you are. Be the focal point of your team. It's not so bad. Play for England. Be a marquee player.
I'd say on players and transfers and signing on, there's a few out there this week. Teddy Thomas looks like in French reports off to Toulouse, which would be a very good signing for Toulouse. We drip feeded it in earlier, but here it is. I mean, how the living God the Dragons have signed this player is beyond me. I don't think Gonzalo, but Bertrano knows where Cardiff is. Obviously, he's got that mixed up with something else, but not Newport. But this guy, as then he just beat the All Blacks in the summer. Admittedly, he was off the bench, I think, but that's a ridiculous signing for Dragons. So fair play, Dean Ryan. Dean Ryan must be absolutely buzzing right now because that's an absolute coup.
The Dragons have been the most recent beneficiary of some returning Welsh players who've moved over to get the Gatland rule, so sort of keep their Gatland rule selection recently. So they're building quite a nice squad. Not that I've actually watched them, but every so often you see good players move there, and
Yeah, that is
something good must be happening.
that is a big one. Other one that was big, which a lot of people again will go under the radar on, and they won't notice him until he sort of takes the Pro 16 by storm next year, is Jack Dempsey. Capped once or twice, I think, by Australia. I think he got capped in the most recent series in the Rugby Championship. At Waratahs, very, very good back row player, can play across all positions, but it will slot nicely in at 8 for Glasgow.
14 capped for Australia, Dempsey.
Yeah. So very good pickup for 26 as well. That's a great pickup for Glasgow. And rumours, but Blackett has smashed it back. Sopawanga potentially going to Lyon. Which would probably be a good move. We sort of agreed, didn't we, earlier?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, sad, disappointing, but
Fresh start.
yeah.